श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत तप्त कांचन गंगांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते यत्कृपा तमं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यईश्वरं। हरिः ओम् तत्सत्। So welcome back everybody to the life lessons or the lessons which we are deriving from Ramayana, and wishing all of you a very, very happy Ram Navami festival today. How many of you are very happy that you are spiritually awake on Ram Navami? Very good. So we will start with our regular prayer which we have chanted yesterday. How many of you remember that already? Okay. We'll chant together and then we'll discuss it. Ramaya, Ramabhadraya, Ramachandraya Vedase, Raghunathaya Nathaya, सीताय पतये नमः। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचंद्राय वेदसे, रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः। We'll chant together. No repetition together. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase, Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. So this is a very, very standard prayer to Lord Ram. Lord Ram, in the Bhagavad Gita, there is a verse. Janma karma chame divyam evam yoveti tatvatah tattva deham punarjanma naiti mameti swarjuna. So Krishna is telling those people who understand the transcendental nature of my appearance and my pastimes. Janma and karma chame divyam. Today is Ram Navami. Today Lord Ram has appeared. We cannot say Lord Ram took birth today. Birth is something which happens to people like us, forced by our karma. We take birth in certain species, in certain families, in certain time, place, and circumstances. But Lord Ram appears and disappears at his own will. He decides when to come. Sometimes the Lord comes on Navami, sometimes He comes on Ashtami, sometimes He comes on Chaturdashi, sometimes He comes on Purnima, sometimes He comes on Trayodashi. Any tithi He has left. So whenever He wants, He will appear. Similarly, wherever He wants, He will appear. So you and me, all of us, at least with due respect, all of us sitting here in this temple hall, we have been forced to take birth because of our karma and because of our activities. So our birth cannot be called divine. In fact, it is everything other than non-divine, our birth. And similarly, our activities, only those activities which we do for the pleasure of Krishna, we can call it as little mentionable activities. All other activities which are motivated by lust, anger, greed, illusion, and business attachments, false ego, everything will be taken away at the time of death. Mrityu sarva harascha. In one shot, everything will be. So our activities cannot be called divya, transcendental. But Lord's activities is transcendental, divya. His appearance is divya. His disappearance is divya. And anybody who understands this scientifically, factually, not just on a TV serial level, not just at a sentimental, emotional level, one who understands it scientifically, factually, tattvataha, then what is the result of that? Simply if you understand this much, that Lord's appearance is not same as mine and Lord's activities is not same. It's transcendental, divya. Simply if you understand this much, my activities are affected by sattvagun, rajagun, tamagun, but Lord's activities are shuddha sattva. The result of understanding only this much is tyaktva deham punar janma nahi. When we will quit our body, we will never take birth again. Where we will go? Ma veti, so Arjuna. We will go back home, back to God, back to Krishna, or to Rama, wherever you aspire. So Lord Ram, when he appeared in the Raghu dynasty, different people used to call him by different names. He appeared in the Chandra dynasty. Therefore, his full name was, what was the full name of Lord Ram? Very difficult. No, Ramachandra. So Father Dashrath used to call him as Ram, not by the full name. Ramayan. That's how people who love us, they call us. Dashratha's greatness is that although he knew fully well that Lord Ram is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his love for his son was not contaminated by awe and reverence that in my house God has come. Now, that does not mean that he became disrespectful towards the Lord. That does not mean that. But his vatsalya, his love as a teacher was so strong, his love as a father was so strong that it overpowered the love as a servant. So although everybody was saying Ram is God, but he used to call him Ram. Rama. Now, all the saintly people who were there in Ayodhya, what is the job of saintly people? To create auspiciousness for everyone, to make things suitable so that people can understand the goal of life. That is called auspiciousness. Bhadra. So all the Brahmanas and the saintly people used to, whenever they used to see Ram coming, they used to say, Rama Bhadraya. Rama Bhadra is the most auspicious Lord Ram is. Tulsidas quotes it as Mangala Bhavana Mangala. So simply by his presence, all inauspiciousness is destroyed. Now, we have all studied, under the guidance of Srila Prabhupada, that there is no difference between the name of Lord Ram and Ram. There is no difference between the name of Lord Krishna and Krishna. So if we want this gathering also to be set up in a very auspicious circumstance, then what we should do? We should invoke presence of Ram here. And how we can do that? by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Sarvam Bhadra. Everything has become fully Bhadra now. So Ramaya, Ramabhadraya, Ramachandraya. The mothers of Lord Ram used to call him as Ramachandra. Why? Because not just the mothers, but especially the mothers, they used to have a lot of anxiety in their heart related to Lord Ram. Has anyone of you do anyone of you have any idea about what is anxiety? Have you ever experienced, faced in your life, maybe 30 years ago, anxiety? Nobody, huh? All of you are blissful, Vaikuntha personalities. Only one person is feeling I have so much anxiety. So anxiety has become so much part and parcel of our life that if anxiety is not there, we feel something is wrong. There's no anxiety to it. So Srila Prabhupada says right from the small ant till Brahma, everybody is full in anxiety. There is no person whom you can meet, shake hands with, how are you? They'll say, I'm fine, thank you. But actually everybody is full of anxiety. So therefore we sing in our morning prayers, Samsara Dava Nara Leedha Loka. There is a forest fire of material existence in our heart. That is called anxiety. So Lord Ram's beautiful face, anybody who is in any kind of anxiety, when they used to see Lord Ram, they used to forget their anxiety. Anxiety used to get finished. So anxiety is like a forest fire, it makes you burn. It makes you feel, it makes you suffer basically. And all of a sudden if your anxieties vanish, how will you feel? Very, very cool. For instance, you have walked for let's say 10 hours in hot sun or in a very heated circumstance, and then somebody gives you nice cool water from one other pot. How will you feel? With a little bit shade, and as you are drinking, they are massaging your feet also. How will you feel? And multiply that feeling 10,000, 10 crore times. That is what people used to feel by looking at Ramachandra. So millions of moons, coolness of millions of moons. This is also attributed to Nityananda Prabhu. Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Sushitada. The lotus feet of Lord Nityananda give us or make us feel the coolness of millions and millions of moons. So that thing people used to see in the face of Lord Ram. So all the mothers and all the people who are anxious in life, they used to call him Ramachandra. So Ramaya, Ramabhadraya, Ramachandraya, and then what is it? Vedase. Vedase means coming from the Vedic literature. So all the spiritual masters of Lord Ram, the teachers of Lord Ram, they used to call him Vedase. Everything which Lord Ram used to do, it was according to the Vedic literature. And Lord Ram's name is also mentioned in the Vedic literatures. And everything which he does is also according to the Vedic culture. Basically, his whole life was completely sublime. Because it is not against the Vedic culture. Everything which he did was for the welfare of others. To establish Dharma. Vedase. Even when he became a student, that was to establish Dharma. Vedase. Ramaya, Ramabhadraya, Ramachandraya, Vedase. Raghunathaya. So people of the Raghu dynasty, they used to call him Raghunath. Now there had been many illustrious kings in the Raghu dynasty. Can you name a few? Sorry? Vibhishan. Sorry? Harishchandra, yes. Ancestor of Lord Ram. Very glorious. Anything else? Anyone else? Sorry? Bhagirath brought Ganges only on the earth. Sagar, very nice. Bharat. Bharat, the brother of... That is a different dynasty. Not Surya dynasty. Sorry? Ikshvaku, very good. Raghu himself, on whose name the dynasty is called Raghuvanshi. So, people were fully convinced that Lord Ram is the ultimate representative of all the good qualities of all the people in Raghu dynasty. So therefore Raghunath. Just like when you put tilak on your head, it increases the beauty of your face. So similarly, the presence of Lord Ram in Raghu dynasty was increasing the valor, the name, fame of Raghu dynasty. So therefore people used to call him Raghunath. And then there was another category of people like Sugriva, Hanuman, Nishadraj, all the other people who were not directly in Ayodhya. When they used to see Lord Ram, they used to call him Nath. Nath means my master, my father, my protector. So in this way, different people used to call him different names. And then the last name was Sitaya Pataye. So obviously Lord Ram had taken Ek Patni Vrata. But at the same time, he was very beautiful and very charming and very handsome. He was God basically. So all the ladies wanted to marry him. But they understood that chance is not there. So therefore, whenever they used to see him walking, to remind themselves, Sita Pataye, hamara chance nahi. So in this way, everybody used to call him by different names. Let's recite it once more. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha Sitaya Pataye Namaha. So recite this prayer each time when you say a particular name. The mellow or the bhava behind that name, the meaning of that name should open up in your heart. And with this full cognizance of the meaning of this prayer, you should recite. Then you will feel connected to all the characters who are there in this one small single verse. Okay, so now that we have discussed this verse, did you like the description of this verse? Very good. Now we'll start with our lessons. Yesterday, how many lessons did we do? 10. Today, how many you want to do? 38. So today we will focus on those lessons which we learn from the other characters in Ramayana, other than Lord Ram. Because these characters in Ramayana, they are in one way more glorious than Lord Ram also. We all know this single fact that Ravana could never actually kidnap the original Sita. How many of you know this? How many of you didn't know this? Ravana could not actually kidnap original Sita. Before this kidnapping incident, Lord Ram had instructed Mother Sita to go and take shelter of Agnidev. And Agnidev took Mother Sita and handed over to Veerabhadra, and Veerabhadra took Mother Sita to Kailash. So for 1 year he was staying in Kailash. That is why Lord Ram constructed a temple called as Rameshwaram out of gratitude for Lord Shiva. So thank you for taking good care of me. I would like to speak something which many people may not understand or many people may not appreciate. But the notion that Lord Ram worshipped Lord Shiva to be able to kill Ravana is not a Shastric notion. Because of two reasons. Reason number one. Let's say, for some time you assume you are Lord Shiva. You can never become Lord Shiva, just for discussion purpose. I am Ravan and I have come to you and I have prayed to you and I have become your unethical devotee. And you have blessed me. You said I am pleased with you. Take any benediction. And then after that he comes to you that I want to kill Ravana. I am praying to you. And you said, okay, take the strength and kill Ravana. What kind of a person it makes you? Anybody who prays to you, the latest prayer will be granted and all the previous prayers will be... Doesn't that make Lord Shiva a very low class person? And to one person he has given protection and another one somebody prayed, okay, he revoked his protection and gave destruction. Then anything I pray to anyone can be challenged at any time. Somebody has prayed, oh my dear Lord, give me bhakti. And somebody will go and pray, oh my dear Lord, don't give him bhakti. So the Lord said, okay, I will remove this. So this is the first reason. Srila Prabhupada says that if Lord Shiva is hearing someone's prayers and letting his own devotee die, that makes Lord Shiva a very bad person. Which Lord Shiva is not. There are instances in Krishna Leela where once he has given protection to someone, he comes to fight on his behalf also. This person's name is Banasur. When Lord Krishna attacked Banasur, Lord Shiva came to fight on behalf of Banasur. But Krishna defeated everybody, that's it. The second reason why this notion is wrong is because Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Aham sarvasya prabhu matta sarvam pravartate. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Matta parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. There is no truth superior to me. So God does not need to pray to anybody to get strength. He is God. And when he decides that this person is wrong, he has to die, nobody can say. So these are some notions because of which some confusions are there. So this is original Sita. She goes and resides in Kailasha. And then who is left behind? She is called as Chaya Sita or Maya Sita. She is Vedavati in her previous incarnation. So Vedavati is another personality who aspired to become the consort of Lord Ram. So she got a chance in this way. She was left behind as Chaya Sita, and this whole abduction, kidnapping pastime was performed by this Maya Sita. So therefore, when Agni Pariksha had been done, Lord Ram had to, after killing Ravana, when he had to take custody of Mother Sita again, so that time he said Agni Pariksha has to be done. So real intention was let this Chaya Sita go back in Agni and original Sita come back. Yes. Who said yes? Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you for confirming. So all this is mentioned in, all this is spoken by Lord Chaitanya also in Chaitanya Charitamrita, and this is mentioned in the Puranas also. So this is authentic, this is bona fide. This is not some, I'm not cooking it up just to give some good feelings to you and Ram. But this is the fact. How can a demon touch the internal energy of the Lord? It is not possible. Little bit of critical statement. There is one serial, TV serial called Radha Krishna, which keeps coming, I don't know. There they tell me some dragons, some demons, they come and kidnap Radharani, and then Krishna goes and saves her and brings her back. How is it possible for any dragon, first of all, where dragon, how dragon came in Krishna Leela? But how can demons kidnap the internal energy of the Lord? Is it possible? Have you ever heard in original Bhagavatam or in original Rajlila, have you heard of this? So if Ravana only could not touch Sita, how can somebody touch Radharani? So all this is nonsense which they show. So therefore I always say, read the book before the TV serials spoil it. Please read it. Otherwise you will never understand what the book is. So Mother Sita, she sees the golden deer. Who is that person? Marich. And she, point to be noted, Chaya Sita. She sees it and she develops a desire. Of course, she's not developing a desire because she's a normal person. Hey, I like that golden deer. No. She knows that she needs to do this because Lord Ram has to kill Ravan. And Lord Ram, being a gentleman, needs a reason to kill Ravan. So in order to facilitate that pastime, this Chaya Sita has taken so much trouble. She has sacrificed so much just to facilitate Lord Ram's pastimes. So she says that I want that golden deer. She expresses attachments to that. And then Lord Ram knows that this is not a proper thing to do. But still, for the sake of pastime, he goes. And then Marich gets killed. And then he calls out the name of Mother Sita and Lakshmana. And then Mother Sita forces Lakshmana to go. All this everybody knows. Little bit rewind. Ravana comes to meet Maricha and he says that, see, Shurpanakha's nose has been cut. So I need to take revenge from Ram. So we need to make a plot and kill him. So Maricha told, whoever has given you this idea of fighting with Lord Ram is your worst enemy. And then he tells the incident how when Lord Ram was 14 years old and he was guarding the yajna of Vishwamitra. At that time, Maricha along with other gang, his full gang, had attacked the yajna. So the entire gang was killed except Maricha. Lord Ram didn't feel like Lord Ram felt very low class demon, not worth killing. So he took a straw and he empowered it with the power of mantras and he threw it on Marich. And Marich went flying 300 miles, fell on the shore of Lanka. So since that time, Marich was in complete awe and complete tragic fear of Lord Ram. So much so that he left his demon lifestyle, became a normal vanachari, a normal forest dweller, and he was staying there. So first time when Raman came, he said it's a very bad idea, you cannot fight with Ram. When he was 14 years ago, he did this, now he is an adult. There is no possibility, so please go back. And Raman was an intelligent, he understood. He said, yeah, I'll take a while to fight him. I'll just go back. So when he came back, Shurpanakha didn't like it. So Shurpanakha thought that, oh, this is not good reason to instigate. So then second time she instigated him, speaking of the beauty of Mother Sita, knowing that Ravan is a very lusty fellow. So this time he got instigated very badly. And second time he comes and he says to Marich that, my dear Marich, I have not come here to have any discussion with you. Whether you like it or whether you don't like it, you have to do this trick. Either you do it or you die, or I'll kill you. So Marich said, it's better to die at the hands of Lord Ram rather than die at your hands. So he becomes a golden deer and he does this pastime. So this is the dialogue. What is the lesson learned here? When Marich is shouting out the names of Rama and Lakshmana, Sita and Lakshmana, at that time, Lakshmana is being forced by Mother Sita to go and get help Lord Ram. Now Lakshmana represents Guru Tattva. What does he do? He makes a Lakshmana Rekha, he makes a boundary, he establishes some kind of protection. And then when Ravan comes to kidnap Sita, he faces difficulty. He is not able to cross that protection. So the lesson learned here is, even if we are surrounded by Maya, Ravana kidnaps Mother Sita, takes her to Lanka, which is Maya Nandi. All nasty things, all nasty meat eating, gambling, illicit sex, intoxication happening. So even when Maya has waged a war against us, even if the personification of Maya is standing in front of us, even if the onslaught is happening very badly. If we follow the instructions of Guru, so Lakshmana being the Guru Tattva, the Adi Guru here, had instructed Mother Sita never cross this boundary. If Mother Sita would have remained in that boundary, was it possible for Ravan to kidnap? So the lesson learned here is, even in the onslaught of Maya, if we follow the instructions of Guru, and as long as we strictly follow the instructions of Guru, we are safe. Absolutely safe. That is why it is said that those who follow the instructions of Guru, Maya cannot touch them. Devi hi esha gunamayi, mama maya duratyaya, mameva ye prapadyante mayam etam tarante. Krishna says, those who surrender unto me, Maya cannot touch them. But how do we surrender to Krishna? Come in front of the photo of Krishna and offer dandavats? Of course, that is some kind of obeisances, but it does not lead to surrender, because to surrender to Krishna, first we have to surrender to a devotee of Krishna. And that is Guru. So if we are strictly following, please take note, this is the lesson, if you are strictly following the instructions of an Acharya, like Prabhupada, Maya cannot touch you. This is the first lesson which we learn today. However, for the sake of, we cannot blame Mother Sita. Bola tha, phir bhi nahi suna. No, it is for the sake of pastime. You know, there is a very famous Acharya in South India, Govindaraj. He has written many commentaries on Ramayan. So according to his commentary, Chaya Sita, or Mother Sita, took the role of the Jivatma, showing attraction towards sense gratification. So when we want sense gratification, we go away from Krishna, we go away from Ram. And then the agents of Maya, they come and take us away. And then one who comes with the message of Ram, personalities like Hanuman, they are like Guru. And they will help us to unite, take us back home, back to Godhead, where the Lord is waiting for us. So in that way, he very nicely describes. But then what happens? Maya knows our weakness. What is your weakness? Maya has the potential to make your strength as your weakness. So Mother Sita had a very good quality. She was Vriddha Sevika. She was a very devoted servant of all elderly saintly people. So Ravan took the form of an elderly saintly man. And Mother Sita became so happy. In this forest, where only demons come, a very nice elderly saintly person has come. Just see. It is my greatest fortune that in my forest I have got a chance to serve. Is this a good quality or a bad quality, you tell me?
Good quality.
But what was the result of this good quality? She got kidnapped. Point to be noted, good qualities when not used in the service of Guru and Krishna become our bad qualities. Maya knows how to cheat us. For example, there is another king, somebody was telling the name Maharaj Bharat. He had a good quality of being compassionate. So he became compassionate to a deer, baby deer. In Kannada we say jinke. Correct? He became compassionate to a jinke. Jinke or jinke mari?
Jinke mari.
Jinke mari. Baby deer only, na? Jinke is deer. So baby deer, he became very compassionate. As a result of that materialistic compassion, he forgot his morning program, he forgot his Mangalarti, he forgot his japa. And all the time he was just caring for the deer, and at the time of death he was thinking, where is that deer? And in his next life he became a deer. So who can say compassion is a bad quality? Suppose you are coming here and you see a baby deer on the road. What do you do? Run your car on the baby deer and come? No. You'll pick it up, you'll put some medicine, you'll bring them. But if you do it to such an extent that you forget your own spiritual life, then it is a curse. Or rather, if let's say you have been instructed of doing some other important service to Guru and Krishna, that time your compassion should not overtake the direct instruction which you have got. For example, in this case, Lakshmana had instructed her not to cross the boundaries. But her desire, her good quality to serve saintly people overpowered the instruction of Guru, as a result of which she got cheated. So good qualities also have to be practiced in the realm of serving Guru and Krishna. Don't use your good qualities to transgress the instruction of Guru and Krishna, then those good qualities will become bad qualities. So this is the lesson number 2. Maya knows our weakness, and we cannot transgress the instructions of Guru and Krishna to practice our good qualities. You follow? There are two things, temptation and there is transgression. Temptation versus transgression. In Kali Yuga, it is okay to be tempted. But transgression is very bad. Mother Sita was tempted that I should serve this saintly elderly person. But then, in order to act upon that so-called good motivation, she transgressed the order of Guru, that is Lakshmana. So therefore, she had to struggle later on. Of course, these are some analytical topics. We all know that it has happened for the purpose of pastime, but we are trying to derive lessons. How good qualities can become bad qualities if we transgress the laws or the orders of Guru and Krishna. This was the second lesson. Now we are going to the 5th lesson, correct? 13th or 3rd? 3rd lesson for the day. Now, I told you Maricha was killed by Lord Ram, and then there is, so Maricha's quest, Maricha's journey was successful, right? Whatever he wanted to achieve, he achieved, right? Now let's compare him to another person called Jatayu. Who is Jatayu? Jatayu was a friend of Dashrath. He was a vulture who was 60,000 years old as Dashratha. And when Ravana has placed Mother Sita on the Pushpak Viman, and when he is taking her away, at that time he hears the sound of Mother Sita and he tries to save Mother Sita. Ravana first thought, what is this old hag, old vulture, what is he wasting his time? He didn't give it any importance. But then Jatayu showed his strength. He came and with his beak and with his claws he tore apart the kavacha of Ravan, and then he killed he damaged the Pushpak Viman to some degree. Then Ravana thought this evil, this vulture is a nuisance, we have to kill him. Then immediately Ravan took out his sword, which was called as Chandrahas, and he cut one of the wings of Jatayu. And Jatayu was falling down. And Mother Sita saw the splash of blood in the sky. She could not see it. She closed her eyes. Mother Sita was a very sensitive person. She was a Kshatriya queen, but she was not just like an ordinary Kshatriya. It is mentioned later on in Ayodhya, when Lord Ram had been coronated and people were celebrating by putting colors here and there. When she saw the colors in the sky, she remembered that incident. When she saw red color in the sky, she remembered Jatayu. And although everybody was celebrating, she was crying. Lord Ram asked, why are you crying? She said that I am remembering the sacrifice which Jatayu made. And then Lord Ram also started crying. So that's how sensitive these people were. They are not people, they are God. That's how sensitive God is. So Jatayu is falling down, but he hears the cry of Mother Sita. So with one wing, he again starts flapping and starts going up in the sky to save Mother Sita. So this time Ravan cuts the other wing also. And then he falls on the ground. Was he able to save Mother Sita? Complete failure. But now you listen to this lesson. Jatayu was cremated by Lord Ram himself. Jatayu knew from the beginning only that he is no match for Ravana. He is an old vulture. Ravana is a demon king. How he can match hands with Ravana? His fight with Ravana lasted for 48 minutes only. Because Ravana, being an astrologer, had kidnapped Mother Sita in a specific muhurta called Abhijit Muhurta. Knowing that if I will kidnap her, then my kidnapping will be successful. And later on, Sita will marry me. The next muhurta after Abhijit Muhurta is a very inauspicious muhurta. Anything happens in that muhurta leads to destruction. So Jatayu's aim of life was somehow I have to delay him for one muhurta. Even if it means I will lose my life, no problem. Jatayu also was a little intelligent. Now let's compare Jatayu and Marich. At the time of death, whom was Marich serving? He died serving Ram. Although he was killed by Ram, but he died serving Ram. And he was successful in his mission. However, Jatayu was unsuccessful in his mission of saving Mother Sita. But at the time of death, whom was he serving? Ram. So the lesson learned here is, irrespective of success or failure in spiritual life, always do the right thing. Always stand by the right. In spiritual life, success or failure doesn't matter. The pleasure of the Lord matters. Even if you fail, but if your intention was proper, you have pleased the Lord. And if the Lord is pleased, He will award you a great destination. For example, this is not valid in material life. Have you heard of any college which says, okay, you have failed in 7 subjects, but still we will give you pass certificate? Have you heard of it? No. But in spiritual life, although you could not achieve your mission, but if you sincerely and seriously tried with an intention, with no ulterior motive, but with a sincere intention to please Guru and Krishna, you are successful. That evening itself, Jatayu was sent to Vaikuntha. But Marich was never sent to Vaikuntha. So, even if you fail, does not matter. Just try. Try to serve Krishna. But this does not mean that you will try like a headless chicken. Running here and there. It's important to be intelligent. It's important to be organized. Try your best. Whatever is humanly possible by you, you do. But at the end of the day, do it for Krishna. Result, Krishna will decide. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada would say, moroseness in failure and elation in success both are a sign of falsehood. He would say, we are neither renunciants nor sense gratifiers. We are just servants of Krishna. So in that way, we have to just try to serve Krishna, and then whatever Krishna wants will happen. Krishna will help us. And how to do our service better? By taking guidance from the devotees of Krishna. When you are trying to serve Krishna, try as if everything depends on your attempt. But when it comes to results, always understand that everything depends on Krishna. I repeat, when it comes to attempting your service, try as if everything depends on your attempt. But when it comes to results, be detached. Know that it is coming from Krishna and it belongs to Krishna. And in all circumstances, irrespective of success or failure, do the right thing, have the right intention. It is okay to be Jatayu, who is unsuccessful in his mission, who went to Vaikuntha. But it is not okay to be Maricha, who was successful in his mission, but didn't have the intention to serve Ram. This is the third lesson for today. Always stand by the right. Stick to the pleasure of Guru and Krishna, irrespective of success and failure. Are you all with me till now? Are you liking it? I have to keep time also. Okay. Patience, determination and enthusiasm is our fourth lesson for the day, which talks about Mother Shabri. Mother Shabri, when she was an 8-year-old child, she would be wandering around near the Pampa Sarovar area. She has a history, which Valmiki Ramayan says, which I am not going to cover, how she was cursed. She took birth from a higher planetary system on Earth. So she took shelter of some sages, especially Matanga Rishi, who accepted her as his disciple. And then when all the sages were leaving for a higher destination, they instructed her to stay there. Do only 3 things. Clean the ashram daily, decorate it with flowers daily, and collect some fruits. Lord Ram will come one day. He just didn't say that Lord Ram will come only after 50,000 years. That's all. But see her patience, determination and enthusiasm. She did this simple activity on a daily basis. What is the glory in cleaning the ashram and decorating with flowers every day? You tell me. Is it as glorious as killing Ravan? Or is it as glorious as building a bridge on the ocean? No. It's a very simple activity which Guru has told. But simply by the strength of that simple activity, she was standing face to face next to the Supreme Personality of Godhead one day. Lesson learned. If your Guru has asked you to cut apple and offer to Krishna daily, simply by doing this cutting of apple on a daily basis with patience, determination and enthusiasm, you will see Krishna face to face one day. But the problem is our mind. Patience nahi rehta. How much apple? I've been cutting this apple from the last 10 years. Enough is enough. And then there will be others who will spoil our faith. See, all the others, they have become teachers, they have become big book distributors, they have started constructing temple. What are you doing? Still cutting apple. They'll spoil your faith. If your Guru has told you make Bangalore a Krishna conscious city, they will come and spoil your faith also by saying some nonsense things. So therefore enthusiasm will go away. It is not easy to do the same seva for a long time. Even in ISKCON, it is very rare to find a person who continues doing the same seva for a lifetime. The only person I know is Pankaj Angri Prabhu and Jayanivas Prabhu, the two transcendental pujaris in Sri Mayapur now. They stuck to the same service. Prabhupada told them, worship the deities. And whole life they just worship the deities. That's why whenever I see them, I don't offer obeisances to them. I do sashtang pranam. Because just see how much they have controlled their mind. Same service every day, day after day, again and again and again, with the same patience, determination and enthusiasm. That is called becoming Shabri. That is called walking in the footsteps of Shabri. And I challenge myself and all of you, try to do that. Then have some hope that one day Lord Ram will come. Otherwise, only Bhava will come. And point to be noted, it is not that Shabri was doing this in a very nice way. People were criticizing Shabri also, calling her a fool. But she continued. So this is what we learn from Shabri. Patience, determination, enthusiasm. Simply continue on the instructions of the spiritual master, not thinking whether it is a big seva or a small seva, whether I will get foreground or background through this seva, whether people will appreciate me or not appreciate me. No, just cut the apple. That's right. Krishna is not service grahi Janardhan. Krishna is bhav grahi Janardhan. That's why Srila Prabhupada says in ISKCON all services are absolute. If somebody is thinking, oh, no, this booking service is so great, or this book distribution service is so great, or this temple hall cleaning service is so great, no. All services are on the absolute platform. Your bhava matters. If your bhava is there, with upashakhas, puja, labh, man, pratishtha, aspiration, if your bhava is filled with kutinati, jiva himsa, and nishiddhachar, then you serve for 10,000 lifetimes, Ram will not come. His Holiness Bhakti Charan Maharaj would say, we don't care how many devotees you have made. We don't care how much Lakshmi you have brought in. We don't care how many books you have distributed. We care whether you have developed pure devotion towards Krishna or not. This is a fact. So Shabri had developed pure devotion towards Lord Ram simply by cleaning, decorating and collecting. So that is the, which lesson? Fifth lesson? Fourth lesson. Fifth lesson. Fifth lesson contains three parts, A, B and C, or rather you can take it as three different lessons. This is that time when Hanuman is about to jump for his flight. How many of you have taken a flight? Hanuman also took a flight, but his flight was very different. We all know that pastime where everybody is sitting morose on the banks or the shore of the ocean, thinking how we can cross this ocean and get information about Mother Sita. It's simply not possible. Jambat is telling that I am an old man. I can go these many yojanas, but I don't know what will happen after that. Angad says, I can go there, but I'm not sure I'll come back. Acharyas explain, Angada had full strength, but Angada was afraid that in Lanka there is so much sense gratification. Once I will see it, whether I'll feel like coming back or not. That's why he said, I can go one way, but I'm not sure if I can come back. So these are the hidden purports of. So it is important to know the purport. In the fourth canto of Bhagavatam, when Mother Sati has immolated herself, when she has burnt herself at the Yajna sacrifice ceremony of her father, Narad Muni takes this news and goes to Lord Shiva. Your wife is dead. So Srila Prabhupada is very nicely highlighting that when any such uncanny, very strange incident happens, good or bad, why only Narad Muni takes the information everywhere? And Srila Prabhupada highlights because Narad Muni knows the purport of every incident and nobody else knows. Narad Muni knows the purport of the incident when he has to come and tell Kamsa that which son is the eighth and which is the first we don't know. Narad Muni knows the purport of going and talking to Lord Shiva that Sati is dead. Now you need to do something. Now if you see carefully that after Sati is dead and after Lord Shiva has sent Veerbhadra and Daksha has been killed and all Vidvans has happened, so all the demigods to counteract their offense when they go to Kailasha to meet Lord Shiva, he is seen very peaceful. Sitting in Veerasan, one side Kuvera, one side four Kumaras, Narad Muni, and all of them are discussing very nicely. कोई देख के बोल नहीं सकता इनका वाइफ मर गई है थोड़ा देर. So Narad Muni knows the heart of Lord Shiva, but he knows that some activity has to happen. How Vaishnava Aparadha has to be dealt, standard has to be set. So he knows the purport. So therefore he communicates these things. Similarly, whenever we read any scripture, we have to understand the purport of every instance. So therefore, it is very important to read the purports of Bhakti Vedanta, Srila Prabhupada. It is important to read the purport of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. There are some devotees who skip the purport. They read only translations. People have been reading the translations of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam from thousands of years, but nobody was becoming a devotee. Why? Because they were not spending time with Bhakti Vedanta purports. So reading Prabhupada's books does not mean reading Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Of course, that is implicit. But reading Prabhupada books means spending time with Bhakti Vedanta purpose. If you do not dwell in the purpose, then you don't get the devotional ecstasies. You don't get the real application in life. So my task in this Ramayan Siksha sessions is to highlight those purposes. Everybody knows what Angada said. Everybody knew how Hanuman was encouraged by Jamavanta and he flew. And everybody knows he got some obstacles in his path. But what is the purport of those obstacles? That is we are going to discuss today. So Hanuman's ascent is very vividly described in Valmiki Ramayana, how he grew up to a size which people could not see also, and then he went down for some time, collecting all his energy. As a result of that, the mountain was getting crushed. The mountain was getting broken, from which streams of water started coming out, gases started coming out, volcanoes started coming out. And then all of a sudden, just like when Ram Ban leaves the bow of Lord Ram, like that, in a Ram Ban style, Hanuman just jumped into the sky. And his velocity was so huge that a suction force was created, and 4,000, 5,000 trees got uprooted, and they flew along with Hanuman and fell in the river. That is the kind of ascent Valmiki Ramayana describes all this. That's why I say always read Valmiki. It is taking you to the exact. I would like to recommend, if you want to read Valmiki Ramayana, please read the Valmiki Ramayana published by Rupa Raghunath Vani Publications, authored by His Grace Vidwan Varanto. He has read that letter where Srila Prabhupada writes, it is my, I also want to translate Ramayana and Mahabharata and other scriptures. So he took up the job of translating Ramayana. And the way he's writing is similar to Prabhupada. He takes a verse, he gives word-to-word meaning, he gives purport, which is in line with Bhagavatam, then he gives purport of other acharyas. It's very detailed. That Ramayana is coming only in 45 books, that's all. This cupboard is not good, big enough to keep it. But if at all you want to study Ramayana, study from Rupa Raghunath Vani Publications. It's so beautiful, the way Prabhuji is writing. I'm a big fan of Vidwan. He's really Vidwan. If you have any scriptural doubt in ISKCON, officially I'm telling. So, obstacles. The flight of Hanuman talks about the obstacles in the path of bhakti. And the way Hanuman dealt with it is not some random way, but he teaches us deep lessons. When he started flying, he gets 3 obstacles: Mainika, Surasa and Sindhuka. So Mainika is a golden mountain who comes up from the shore, who comes up from the depths of the ocean and almost obstructs the path of Hanuman. Mainika said that, see, earlier all the mountains used to fly. So Indra once decided to cut the wings of all the mountains. At that time, Pawan Dev saved me, your father. Now you are flying. I see that you are flying from a long time. It is my duty to give you some rest. And see, I am a golden mountain. So this is an obstacle actually. Before you finish the purpose, many opportunities of relaxation will be offered to you. For example, when you are fasting, many people will say, please read something, it's important. Or when you are trying to, you are on a mission that this week I have to finish these many chapters of past books, other people will say, you already know them. You should do other things also. Or, in this way, in a respectful way. Their intention is not to harm you. Their intention is not to harm you. But they want to sacrifice, but they want you to reduce the level of your tapasya, basically. For instance, I know there is one very nice sannyasi in ISKCON, his Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. Very sick because of various unavoidable reasons. And everybody tells him, well, you don't need to travel. You don't need to move around so much now. Take rest, take rest. So whenever we do bhakti, many comforts come to us as a byproduct of it. Byproduct comforts will come. It is an obstacle. If you accept it, you are finished. That obstacle came in the path of Hanuman, who is a friend of his father, Menaka, and he said, please rest on this mountain for some time. How did Hanuman handle it? He respectfully told, until I finish the mission of my master, I cannot take rest. So Menaka started feeling bad. I have come to offer some service to you, you are not accepting. So Hanuman just touched it, just honored it and went away. So similarly, there will be so much pratishtha, puja and comforts which will be offered to you when you are trying to do bhakti. If you take it seriously and if you become in a relaxed situation with all those comforts, then you will never finish the mission of your life. So just respectfully accept it and run away. Don't spend time there. For example, many times Srila Prabhupada would be offered some golden ornaments, some ring or something, watch. So Srila Prabhupada would not say, no, I don't want. He would just wear it. After a few hours, he would open and give it to someone else and then fit. So that's how we have to deal with comforts, byproducts of bhakti, basically. If we end up in a comfort zone with the byproducts of this bhakti, then we will forget the real purpose of our life. This is lesson number 5. 15A. 5A. 5B, Sursa. Sursa was a demoness. And she came in front of Hanuman. And she said, I want to eat you. She was basically making life of Hanuman more difficult. Hanuman wants to do some bhakti, he wants to do some seva, and she's coming and putting obstruction there. Menaka's obstruction was not, it was subtle obstruction. But this is a direct obstruction. I will not let you do service. I will harass you. Has it happened in your life? When you are trying to do some seva, you felt that others are harassing you? So Sursa said, I want to eat you. I will not let you go forward. Hanuman said, how will you eat? I am so big. And Sursa also opened her mouth and she also became so big. Hanuman became even bigger. Then she also became bigger. Then Hanuman became even more bigger. Then she also became bigger. Then what happened? Hanuman became even more bigger. Then she became even more bigger. Then what happened? Then Hanuman became very small. He entered the mouth of Sursa and came out. What is the lesson to be learned here? Hanuman realized that this Sursa is showing her ahankar to me. She is showing her false ego to me. And what I am doing, I am also showing my false ego. If I want to serve Lord Ram, I have to give up my ego. If I go on fighting with her like this, I will lose time. So whenever we do some service, there will always be clashes of ego. जो सहेगा वो सेवा करेगा, जो लड़ेगा वो घर जाएगा. Meaning to say, in the life of service, there are always different individuals who will have different thought process. And this difference of opinions will always keep clashing. So if you are stuck, if you are very opinionated, that Krishna wants this seva to be done, and the only way this seva has to be done is in this way, the way I want, not the way in which you want. Krishna will become pleased by this Ramanavami celebration only if it is done in the way I want, not in the way. Then Unnecessary clash of ego will happen. And sometimes you will face situations where even after clashing hundreds of times, you will never find any solution. Sursa is that case. The only solution is Trinadapi Sunichena Rivasa Vishnuna Amanina Maravena Kirtaniya Sadahari. Become more humble than a blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree. Expect no respect for your own self and offer all respect to others. Then Kirtaniya Sadahari. Then you can serve the Lord. Then you can always chant His holy name. So Hanuman thought, let me give up my opinion and surrender to her. What she wants. She wants me to enter her mouth. Theek hai Baba, chalo, I will enter her mouth. And then he quickly entered the mouth and came out. So when Hanuman, Lord teaches us by that example that if you want to become a good servant of the Lord, at many times during the line of service, you will have to give up your opinion and just align yourself with others. Give up your false ego. Your opinion or his opinion doesn't matter. The service of the Lord is more important. This is what Hanuman teaches us. This is the purpose. Are you appreciating this? We all saw it in that Ramayan serial. We all saw it in that Ramayan cartoon serial also. In fact, I was making a PPT sometime. I inserted that clip also. When Hanuman is there, Sursa is opening the mouth, Hanuman becomes there. I thought I would show it also. It looks very nice, but until we read the purpose of the acharyas behind this, we'll never understand that all these are obstacles in the path of bhakti. It is not just showing the strength of Hanuman, it is showing the devotional intelligence of Hanuman, his chastity towards the Lord. By these activities, we realize that Hanuman only wants the pleasure of Lord and nothing else. And what was the third obstacle which came in the path of Hanuman? Simhika, the shadow catching demon. The acharyas explain the purport to this as Simhika represents envy. What is enviousness? When you see someone above you, you try to pull them. The Simhika demon, she saw Hanuman flying so high in the sky, and then there is actually a process by which you can catch someone's shadow and harass them. It is possible to do it also. I heard in my village, when I was a small child, there were some people who were harassing each other like this. They used to catch the shadow of a particular person and they used to take the shadow home with them and then they used to beat them or some harassment they used to do. So I know it is for real. It is a science, it's a forgotten science. Simhika knew this science. The shadow of Hanuman, a very big shadow, was falling on the ocean. She caught her. The shadow. Hanuman is feeling helpless. I can't move in bhakti. I can't do any seva. So what did Hanuman do? He killed Simhika. Simhika represents enviousness. So the purport or the lesson learned here is, if I have enviousness in my heart, then I cannot progress in bhakti, I cannot do any seva. So what I have to do? I have to destroy that enviousness by chanting Hare Krishna, by remembering the mission of the Lord, by remembering the mission of the spiritual master, by understanding how important it is for me to serve rather than be envious of others. For serving those people whom I am envious of. In this way, one has to fully destroy enviousness. Mainika was not fully destroyed, Sursa was not fully destroyed. But Simhika was fully destroyed. What it is shown in TV serials is that Hanuman goes inside the body and then tears apart the stomach and comes out. So by the process of bhakti, the jealousy of the mind and the enviousness has to be fully destroyed. This has to be done by our devotional endeavor only. Only bhakti can destroy envy, nothing else. This was the C lesson, or the third lesson of the fifth lesson, rather eighth lesson of the day. Seventh. So time is up. I will take one more lesson only. I'll give you some choices. You want to learn the lesson from Vibhishan or the battle of Ram and Ravan, or these two. How many of you want Vibhishan? Please raise your hand. Battle of Ram and Ravan. I cannot take both. You know? I'm very strict with my timings. We'll go with Vibhishan. Now Vibhishan has come to surrender to Lord Ram. And Vibhishan is fully aware that anything can happen to him. He can be killed on the spot. Imagine if this is your situation. You are going to reveal your heart and surrender to Lord, and you are being told if you see anything can happen. Either the Lord may accept you or you may be killed on the spot also. Will you go? That is the greatness of Vibhishan. Vibhishan represents righteousness. He was willing to undergo all sorts of miseries to be able to surrender to the Lord. Some people will be very selective. If misery is less, then I will go. Or if chance of surrender, acceptance is less, I will not do. But Vibhishana was unconditional in his bhakti. He was not worried about the result. Like I said, in bhakti, one should only focus on intention and endeavor, not worry too much about the result. At least 11 times in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has told, don't worry about results. So Vibhishana knew very well that he has all chance of being misunderstood. He has a great chance of being chastised. Just see the life of Vibhishana. He has been chastised by his brother. He is going to surrender to Ram. There also he may get chastised. वो सोच रहे होंगे कि मैं जहाँ भी जाऊँगा मुझे लात ही There is no good, respectful situation for me anywhere. Wherever I will go, people will beat me, criticize me, rather kill me also. But still he went to the Lord. Lesson learned, even if one has to lay down his life, one should not hesitate to surrender to the Lord. That is the mood of Prahlad. He risked his life, but he surrendered to the Lord. And that is why we know Prahlad. But some people do not risk their life. For them, bhakti is just a secondary thing. हुआ तो अच्छा, नहीं हुआ तो भी अच्छा. Netflix is there. You feel happy about it. So, that is the glory of Vibhishana. So we all know that when Vibhishana is there, he has come from the Akash Marg, he is flying in the sky, along with other ministers, he has come. And everybody is discussing, although Lord Ram knows everything. When, for example, see, Lord Ram does not need anybody's help. Why does he ask the monkeys to build a bridge? He can stand on this side of the ocean and fire an arrow and kill Ravan immediately. He doesn't do that. He gives an opportunity of service to the monkeys. Similarly, Ram knows everything, but he still does discussion. What do you think? What do you think? Just to set an ideal example, that a king should always take everybody's opinion. And everybody's opinion is against Vibhishana. In fact, people are telling him, let's just jump, bring him down and kill him on the spot. Kill him. There was only one person who said Hanuman. Hanuman was the only person who said, no, you should not kill him. He is your devotee. So let's say Ram took opinion from 20 people, 19 said kill him. One said don't kill, accept him. If you are a king, what you will do? Majority wins, huh? No. A king has to have his own mind. Just because you are taking an opinion does not mean that as an administrator or a king you are bound to follow that opinion. All these things we learn from our pastimes. So, because ultimately, if anything goes wrong, the king will be held responsible. That time we cannot say majority bola Islam hai. ऐसा नहीं होता. So Lord Ram said, I have decided to accept Vibhishana, going against popular vote. If he comes here and surrenders to me, I will make him the king of Lanka. So Sugriva didn't understand this. He said, क्या बात कर रहे हैं? दुश्मन के घर से आया है, उसको आप accept कर रहे हैं? What kind of युद्ध नीति is this? If Ravan comes, what you will give him? If Ravan comes and surrender, what you will do to him? He said, I will give Ayodhya. Ram said, I will give Ayodhya to Ravan. Then Sugriva thought, oh, this is going beyond my understanding. Sugriva asked, then what you will give to Bharata, whom you have coronated as king of Ayodhya? Ram said, I will give the entire Vaikuntha to Bharata. And Sugriva, with tears in his eyes, he understands that I'm just a monkey talking to the Supreme Lord. He bends down in front of Ram and he asks that if you'll give Vaikuntha to Bharata, where will you rule? At that time, Ram takes the chin of Sugriva and lifts his face, looks into his eyes and he says, I will rule your heart. When Sugriva hears this, he starts crying, and all the monkeys who were against Lord Ram, they started crying. And they said that only the Supreme Personality of Godhead can speak like this. And then everybody accepted Vibhishana. Everybody understood that whatever Lord Ram wants is the supreme thing to do. Our supreme welfare lies in the decision of Lord Ram. So these are the lesson learned here is coming back to Vibhishana. The highlight of this entire lesson is Vibhishana. Why this pastime happened? Because Vibhishana decided that no matter what is the result, I will go and surrender. Even if I am killed, no problem, I will go and surrender to Ram. That is why Vibhishana is so dear to the Lord that we cannot even imagine. Even in Chaitanya Leela, there is mention that at some point of time, Vibhishana comes out of the ocean to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Vibhishana daily cooks khichdi for Jagannath because Lord Ram ordered Vibhishana, you worship Jagannath. Until now, if you go to Puri and if you check with the Puri residents, they will tell you, for some time Jagannath was not eating in the temple because he used to come and eat the khichdi which Vibhishana used to make. So Vibhishana is a very great man. And because of Vibhishana, all this purification of the heart of Sugriva happened. Hanuman was saying, accept him. Vibhishana. Sugriva was telling, don't accept him. But when Ram told his decision, Hanuman didn't feel superiority complex and Vibhishana didn't feel inferiority complex. They just continued serving to him. This consciousness is called Krishna consciousness. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So with that we come to a pause of this Ramayana Siksha.